Hello, this is the week that your first paper is due. You will be signing up for an optional rough draft meeting this week to meet with me one-on-one for a 10-minute slot to go over any questions you might have or concerns, or if it's APA issues, or if it's you're not sure exactly what I'm looking for. I am looking for you to vigilantly synthesize everything. So, meaning I'm looking for you to introduce the way that I instructed you in the paraphrase, summary, and quote area, any quote that you include. And really, for this paper specifically, you should be using exact quotes. I'm not looking for paraphrases or summaries so much in your evidence portion. So, by your evidence portion, I mean when you're proving what the tone is. So, your introduction can include a little bit about the author, or you can talk about what brought you to this particular person, what made you make that choice. You can look at the feedback I've given you on your worksheets. And then your thesis should be very clear, and that's something I'm going to check during our rough draft meeting. Your thesis should state, this is the worldview of, or John Smith's worldview, view of the world, however you want to put it, is this, and then state it, just so that it's perfectly clear. And it can't be Republican, liberal, conservative, or Democrat. So worldviews, you've only read 3 articles, so there's no way it is the whole Republican or entire Democrat or entire conservative worldview. Otherwise, you would have had those articles would have had to cover every tenet of that particular belief system. So you want to look at, for the worldview, what is it specifically in those 3 articles that you read? What is their view of the world? Is it about economics? Is it about immigration? Is it about who is hired as the president, or what will happen in the future? Really narrow it down. It doesn't matter if you know anything about politics. It's really looking at those 3 pieces of writing, and that's what this is, a rhetorical analysis. We are analyzing the choices these writers make to give us the best information possible, and to manipulate us in a certain way that they feel is best suited to allowing us to agree with their beliefs. So, most important thing, worth 20 points of the 100, is your thesis. Secondly, you want to go ahead and start in the way that I have the paragraphs. So if you have tone, you have to name the type of tone. It should be an emotional message. What is the emotion that they're sending? Give an example from one article that proves that, an example from a second article by introducing and citing it in APA. And then at the bottom of that paragraph, you need to connect, how does that world view, the worldview you mentioned, connect to that choice of tone. So why are they sarcastic? What does that do? What does anger with a side of humor, what does that do to promote that view of the world? Then you'll go on with diction. You'll choose either formal or informal, and you'll decide, okay, if it's formal, here's an example from one article, here's an example from a second article, cite them, introduce them, contextualize the information, and then tell us why. Why did they choose a formal type of diction to support their view of the world? Or why did they choose an informal? Why is that best suited to communicate their message? Then you'll choose your third rhetorical information, whatever it's going to be, syntax, organization, whether it's the rhetorical mode you chose, anything on your worksheets. Put that in there. Then you'll choose audience. A reminder, an audience cannot just be all of America or the United States or voters. There's more specific. Again, look at your 3 articles. Really think about who are those 3 articles trying to reach, and then you can cite it from there. Then you have your conclusion, where you just tie it all together, and then you must mention how you felt about it. What do you think it was a effective way they used their rhetorical analysis, the types of modes they chose? That's what you'll put in, and that'll be it. With your reference page after it, all set. This first paper is really meant to check, do you get APA? Are you starting to pick up the differences? Do you have an abstract? Do you have an intro? Do you have your title page and your reference page all set up? Happy to talk to you about this during rough draft meetings. So just sign up for that 10-minute meeting, and you and I can have a quick discussion about it. So good luck. You're doing great. You're at your first paper, that's wonderful, and then we'll be moving on, and before you know it, the semester will be over. Best of luck.